Right. And I feel like I'm so prone to like a lot of shit. Like a lot of shit will happen and I eat it so fast. Like the craziest stuff, people do the craziest stuff to me and I'll just be like, it's okay. Like I still love you. Like crazy shit like that. And I was opening well, I wasn't intentionally opening my heart chakra, but that shit felt like I was dying. And it was so bad that I was gonna go to the hospital. And I would cry for like weeks. I would cry every day. Like, and I'm like, I can't remember my childhood. I'm a super empath. I love everybody. I didn't understand why I had so much, my heart was so heavy to the point where it wasn't even heavy. It just was to the point where like I was, Rod, I was doing some shadow work. I
That's
thought I was going to die.
the hardest shit
It
I
was
ever
so
did,
bad.
facing my inner darkness. Because most of my inner
Man.
darkness, I don't disagree with it if it's used in the proper context. Like, I still fuck a motherfucker up if I have to. But my inner light says there's no reason to put yourself in the spotlight of a person that you have to fuck up. So I move different now, out of wisdom versus moving out of just the dark, rational, not rational, irrational drive of the instinct. Because my instinct sometimes be to fuck a motherfucker up, but it's not necessary. So I had to always have a conversation with myself. Do I beat his ass or what? And then I'll be like, is this in context? And most of the time be like, nah, you just want to beat a motherfucker ass. Right.
I never feel that way.
Yours is probably the opposite.
I never
Because
feel
yo,
it's
mm-hmm.
it's hindering me still though. That is the opposite. Like it's
Right.
like my ex and everything, and I don't feel it. Just I don't know. It's weird. I can't hold on to anger.
You're
It's
not
so
meant to
weird.
hold. You're not meant to hold on.
And I
Anger is just to tell you that it's danger involved. You need to be in that warrior mode in case you have to face danger. You're not supposed to live in the anger.
yeah, but you still. I feel like you still have to have some sort of boundary, and I have
Boundaries
boundaries. It's
have
just
nothing
I
to do with anger.
cannot. I never get
Look,
mad. It's
just because you have boundaries and somebody cross them and you put them back in their place don't never mean you lost your cool. Look, I had a guy come up to me to hit on me, and I tell him I don't fuck around, right? He didn't know before he hit on me. But when I told him I don't fuck around, now if he continues, play at your own risk, player, right? Because what he didn't know before I told him, now he's aware that if he keep pushing, I'm going to knock his motherfucking ass back, right? I didn't take it personal when he first approached because some of the dudes that I've seen that participate in the lifestyle, I can understand what he's interested in, but I'm not the one. I like women. I like soft, cuddly boobies pressing up against my face. I don't want no hairy ass chest. You know what I'm saying?
right.
I don't want no balls rubbing against my leg. That don't do nothing for me. Right? I'd rather feel a warm vagina wrapped around my leg than some hairy ass balls. That's just me. But if a motherfucker don't know you, they have to approach you with what they own to find out if that's what you own. Once they know you ain't on that shit, and then they try to push it on you, now they're in violation, and they get whatever they get.
Rod said, "Call me old fashioned, but I like my women
That's
without a dick."
absolutely correct. I don't want them to be born with one head cut off either. I don't want no transtesticle either.
Well, I'm gonna keep digging because like once I start, it's very very hard to
No, it's
decode your
not.
dreams, and you know, it maybe for
It's a
me
science. It's
when
a
I dreamt
science to
about you.
decoding dreams. And the science involves how you perceive your own symbols. So the first thing that you have to do to make your dreams easier to translate is make your own dictionary of images. If you see a truck, what do that mean to you? Right? Right? That means somebody going to work. So when you dream it, you know somebody in your dream is going to work. Right? So, but it's going to talk to you in the language that you write the parameters to. Because this is your higher self telling your ego self how to purify so they can merge. So you got to tutor the ego self how to be the best self it can be so that the two can become one. And that's what they call self-realization, coming to the realization in your God form by purifying the lower ego. Your lower ego is stuck to the right.
My most consistent.
The righteous get stuck to the right because the discipline required to bump straight sometimes is lacking. And the righteousness will make you be overly friendly, overly nice, tolerant the shit you need to draw the line at, no boundaries. The discipline tells you to draw the boundary. If you let people misuse you, then you can't tell who the genuine people in your life is. So you need the boundaries there so that you can see clearer who the riffraff is and who really there for you.
My most consistent dream is a dog chases me all the time. All the time.
You ever had a dog before?
Like, that's my most consistent. I've had plenty of dogs.
What do a dog mean to you?
Loyalty. And it's always a dog in my dream. And I understand Dog Star, and I understand I was born in the year of the dog, all that stuff. But I always have a consistent dream. And the craziest thing, I was astro projecting the other day. Rod, that shit was so freaky. So motherfucker. Man, I was running around town, hopping on cars and shit, doing all types of
matrix as an adept without even actually knowing, but just knowing internally. Like, no one ever taught you in school. You didn't read any books on this shit, but somehow you just know how to read and be in tune with everything. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about how we keep ourselves naturally in tune. You feel me? Just
I call that
living our purpose. Go ahead, fam. Go ahead, Elder.
I call it knowing without knowing why you know.
Oh, knowing without knowing why you know. Family, I hope you got your pens and papers out. I hope you got everything. Let's go, Elder. Let's go, Elder. Give it to him. Give it to him. Give it to him.
In the realm of psychic phenomenon, the psychic doesn't understand the mechanics of their clairvoyance. They know they hear something. They don't know what the hell it is.
Whoa.
They know every time they hear it, they get an answer. It's answering something in a 3D polarity.
Yes, fam.
So they learn early you can't talk about that shit because people gonna think you crazy. That's the first thing they learn.
To suppress.
The second, no, not necessarily suppress it. You can't discuss it.
It's completely right. Okay. Yes.
Right. You're still going to experience the psychic phenomenon. You just can't tell nobody because they gonna be like, "Oh, that motherfucker crazy."
Right. So you can't. So what I meant to say, you can't express it to anyone else. Go ahead, Elder. My bad. Go ahead.
Okay, then the next thing, once you realize that you're hearing these things, you start moving in a certain way and people think you crazy. We call that crazy like a fox.
Oof. But a fox.
So the term crazy like a fox, you could read about it in the 48 Laws of Power if you want to see where it's written at. He reiterated one of Aesop's fables.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And in the story,
the 48 laws of power also equate to the laws of mind in a certain way. Could I say that? Am I right in saying that? The laws of power, do they equate to the laws of mind a little bit?
No, they did. That's two different schools of thought.
Okay. I was just wondering because I wasn't quite sure. But go ahead.
The only similarity is the number 48.
Okay. Gotcha.
Four is a four-corner shuffle. The letter D.
Okay.
Gotcha. 8 is the queen bee. 48 is the B on the square. Right,
Wow.
so it's the bee in search of her hive, but she on the square. That means she aware herself. Right, this is the wings of my when the divine feminine become aware of herself. Right,
Yes.
reference Barbara Shango, African woman, the original guardian angel.
Yes.
Okay.
I.
So when she realized that, wait a minute, I'm such and such, whoever the hell she is. Now she's not just a 8, she's a 48. Right?
Yes,
she's looking for an 80. An 80 is an open queen seat. Right? 88 is the seated queen. Right?
Yes.
Now, once the seated queen seats another queen as her counterpart, her counterbalance between the king. If you go back to the hieroglyphs in Egypt, you see that the man got a woman on each arm.
Osiris, he got Nephthys and Isis.
Right.
Nephthys and Isis. Got you. Yes. Balance.
Right.
Got you.
Now, the reason that is because the Osirian king can only be crowned when he finds 2 queens of equal balance, one for the left and one for the right. One off the red house, which carries the blood right to the inheritance, and one off the blue house, which carries the intellectual fatherland right to rule.
The red and blue. Got you, family. The red and blue Moors. I got you. The red and blue right through the bloodline, through the helix is everything. Got you.
Now,
got you. Amen.
These 2 is going to present him to his mother, which is the queen mother.
Yes, sir. Yes.
If he's Osiris, then the queen mother can only be Taweret.
Ooh.
She can't be nobody else, not if he Osiris.
Okay, so wait. So break down everyone who Taweret is. Just give us a quick lesson on that. Don't go too far ahead of us. We students here. We drinking the nectar right now, Elder. Just show us who Taweret is real quick for the younger ones, please.
If you go to the Temple of Dendara in Kemet and you look up at the Great Zodiac, which is a star map.
Yes,
in the middle of the star map, there is a hippopotamus, crocodile tail goddess with the breast of a woman and a cleaver in her hand.
Woo! Let's go.
This is Taweret. This is the 13th seat of the Zodiac. So,
amen.
So they told us that 13 was a bad luck number because anything we put on the number 13 is Queen Mother seal. The Queen Mother is the mother of the king.
Let's go. Let's go.
Right?
Without her, we nothing.
Without her, we ain't shit. We can't get mitochondria from nowhere else.
No, Celestia. Gotta come.
If we don't got mitochondria, we can't live.
Let's go. Let's go.
Right. So when they talk the Holy Spirit, they talking about the resonant frequency of mitochondria as it raises the man's vibration from beast to godhood.
The pure queen energy, the pure goddess energy, the pure feminine energy, the pure energy. Yes, I can't live without it.
Taweret is the oldest statuary of any deity in history.
Wow. Got you. Got you. The foundation sound.
Right. She is the mother of all the zodiacs, which means totem animals.
Wow. So all the totems are birthed from her. Got you. She's the essence of got you and got you family. Yes.
Now one of her kids is a rogue.
Okay. He went left.
Right. Now, Noble Ali told us they came in off a left bump hostile.
Let's go.
Right. And so if they came in off, that means
Noble Ali. Ashe to the God King. Ashe. Yes.
So that means that she got to be Red House. So they say the devil in the red dress. That's the one Big Mama at Cleaver.
Oh, let's go.
Okay, now I got to translate Kemetic science into organic Mississippian culture.
Let's go, because that's what it actually is. Ain't the Mississippi River actually a river now, fam? We really want to Northwest Africa.
The Nile is a replica. The Nile didn't originally drain where it drained.
Okay.
The Nile was rerouted to give a mirror image to the Mississippi across the land because we got kindred tribes, the Afar, the Zulu, right, the Twa. These are all kindred tribes. They mirror tribes to us over here. And the same way they mirror with Mongolians, Huns, in
Right.
Asia, right? Book reference, Bob Marley, To Catch a Fire, The Life and Times of Robert Nesta Marley. Nesta was his nickname that his family called him. That's his tribal name.
Right. Okay.
All right, now, as Nesta, he came from 9 miles up in the hills in Jamaica.
Yeah. Yeah. 9 miles. Yes, I.
When you go up in the hills of Jamaica, you run into y'all.
Yes.
Rascalad, man, the natty dread up in here.
Rastafari.
Right.
Oh, boy.
Even Haile Selassie know African root science.
Yeah. What? Then the real thing, man. Yes, it's the
earth. They said the Holy Pibby book reference. Another book reference, the Sacred Scroll, Parchment Scroll of Black Supremacy. Those are excerpts from what's called the Science of the Nine Ether, or what we call the Science of Ethiopia.
Wow, let's go.
This traces back to Enki teaching the Earthborn how to combat and conquer the Anunnaki.
What? So that was Enki giving lessons to basically the Cabbage Patch Kids, sort of.
No, not the Cabbage Patch Kids, to us. Because they was before they was even here.
Hold on. Rewind. Give me 1 second. Let me just filter this real quick. So Enki giving lessons to the children of Eve.
His children.
Yeah.
Right. We call it Earth science now.
Hybrids.
We call it Earth. Yeah, well, they Anunnaki human hybrids. The Zulu.
It would be his hybrid children, not the Cabbage Kids, but the hybrids. My bad for saying I got you. Okay.
So now he was the original father of wisdom before he raised up his son to take over the earth realm when they leave.
Right. Okay.
Remember, they tell us in the religious world the devil has 6,000 years to rule.
Yes, sir. His short.
What's gonna happen when his time is up?
Well, we have to take back rule. We have to rule. No matter how you slice it, we have to take back position.
Right.
No matter how you slice it.
The only way I come out is everybody else had a chance to solve the problem and they keep running into the same thing. They can't figure it out. It's easy for me because they look like us, but they ain't us, and they've been using pale faces as they shield. They blood shield to protect their bloodline, your Rothschild.
Yes, the red shields, the blood shield.
Right.
Amen.
So
Amen.
That rogue in the zodiac becomes Rouge on the flip.
Ooh, story a big up. Yes, amen. Yes, and absolute science. Yes, I.
So Rouge mean red, and it's a French patois term. It's from the French language, right? So now the Creoles over here know what a Moulin Rouge is.
Oh, dang.
But the English ones of us have no understanding when they saying rouge.
Right. We're not getting the red.
We think it's makeup.
Yes. We're not understanding blood. Right.
Yep.
I got you, Elder. Yes. You guys take your notes. I'll be taking your notes here, out here, guys. Yeah, Elder. Give thanks for this once again for this teachment, family.
It's a guy. It's at least two Kamala Harrises. One of them is a dude dressed in drag. The same as at least one of the Michelle Obamas is a man. but one of them is a woman. One of the Kamala Harrises is a woman, and the other one is a man. This is crazy. Kim Kardashian is the queen of the damned, right? All these people watch the chain reaction, right? They kept Epstein the secret long enough to gather up the rest of the dirty players. Now all this stuff's got to come out. It's got to come out. And it looked like it could be all blowed up by I never seen Maya Rudolph, but it wouldn't surprise me. I know I've seen at least two Kamala Harrises. One is a woman and one is a man. And I've seen a slew of Joe Bidens. It's at least 3 Donald Trumps. And they have tails. They don't always move the same. They got what they call subtleties that you learn to look for. These subtleties might be a little quirk that one person have that another person don't. Like, it might be a person that always touch their face like this. All of a sudden, when you see them, they doing this now. That's a different subtlety. So that's a different person. But when they put the theatrical effect to it, you're going to be confused. 7 Trumps. I know it's at least 3 Trumps. So the Beyonce in the country music, if you watch the country artists have been doing R&B for years. But because they have a country accent and they use certain instruments, it's classified as country. One of the biggest country and western writers was Lionel Richie from the Commodores, right? And the Commodores fell out with Lionel Richie for giving songs to Kenny Rogers that they said they should have been recording, right? So this ended up leading to they split. Anyway, the reason is country music is old Mississippi blues. I'm going to say that again. Country music is old Mississippi blues. You had the harp blues, you had the banjo blues, you had the box guitar blues. Then you had the what they called the harp was the harmonica. Then they took the fiddle. Different genres of blues became bluegrass music and country music. The reason why Beyonce would need to even do country is to remind us of where it came from for a reason. Because we are the salt of the earth. We came up with all these genres of music. It started with Scott Joplin and ragtime. Then it was hard bop. Then it was bebop. Then it was swing. Then it was swing jazz. Then it was hard bop, bebop, all of these different genres of jazz. Then you had blues, rhythm and blues, soul music. Out of this, you get rock and roll. From the rock and roll guitar of Jimi Hendrix, you end up with heavy metal and death metal. So when you're looking at the history of music, you're going to trace any music that come from this land, even hip hop, back to the Mississippi Delta. When you get to Louisiana, and if you know the culture from the early 1900s, when the brothers used to meet each other coming out the fields, they used to have this thing where they say, "What's your rap?" And when they say, "What's your rap?" you tell them about yourself in witty wordplay of rhythmic rhyme. I walked 47 miles of barbed wire. I got a cobra snake for a necktie. I got a cabin down by the roadside made out of rattlesnake hide. I got a brand new chimney sitting on top made out of human skull. Come on, walk with me, little girl. Tell me, who do you love? That's a song from the 50s. That's a song from the 50s, right? But that's what they say, what's your rap? Then over time, those in the players clubs begin to do rhythmic rhymes to toast and celebrate the occasion. These became known as toasts, and some of them were so strong that people would write them down and disseminate them or teach them to other people in other parts of the country, right? Like the Jungle Creed, say the strong must feed on any prey at hand. I sat at the feast and was labeled a beast before I was a man, right? So that's an old toast. We know about Rudy Ray Moore and Dolomite, right? But we don't know that all of these are contributing factors to hip-hop. Hip-hop also have another contributing factor of the spiritualist movement in the 1900s. They called it rapping and tapping. This is when you beating on the tables and you tapping for spirits to knock back. This is them speaking to us in the future, and when we pick it up in the future, it's going to come out as a song on the table. Rapping and tapping. We going to be rapping the song and somebody going to be beating on the table with a pencil at lunch, picking up the message that was laid down 100 years ago. But only certain ones gonna know how to translate it into the common language so that the people can know what we rapping about. To the end of time. Back for everything they owe. What we rapping about. Right? Is it wrong to fight for what's mine? Come on now. It's ambitions of a rider we talking. So when you start remembering that there's more than one way to skin a cat, it's more than one way to bust a gat, and there's more than one way to die. Sometimes you can die without being dead. Perception creates reality. What you perceive to be the truth might not be the truth, but because you perceive it as so, it's true to you. But to other people, you got some people that's trained to see behind the cracks in the doors from the other side of the room, right? How you gonna guarantee to spark the brain if you ain't part of a program that make a brain spark? You got to be part of a program to spark brains. Well, who got a program to spark brains? We do. It's called a redemption process. It's called the process of restoring the tribes back for their rightful place. Yeah. It's anomalies in the murders of the ones they said was dead that average people overlook. They said that Pimp C was shot in the head, but when they did the autopsy, he didn't have a bullet nowhere. Make it make sense. Right? Then they changed the cause of death. They said that what looked like blood all over his hotel bed turned out to be what's that stuff? Lean. Because he was getting high. Come on now. They had to shut that brother up talking about them drag queens in the industry. Those ones masquerading as men, but they doing all kind of nefarious stuff to lure the boys into these contracts, these 360 deals. Right? Go ask a hooker what is a 360. Don't ask regular people because they don't know what you're talking about. A 360 in the prostitution is not the same as 360 in mathematics. Just so you know. It's some stuff going on. Like, put some respect on my name, Birdman. Whole buck breaker. That's all he do. He into that. Buck breaking. He wants somebody to put some respect on his name. I would literally slap him down myself. I don't have no respect for him. What he doing to them boys? Got no respect for him. I cut his throat from ear to ear. I cannot respect that. Right? When you exploiting the economic suffering of children in order to put them in positions to abuse them. Right? And then you want to tell somebody that you think you can beat when you got all your goons with you to put some speck on your name. I'll put some speck on your name, or I'll put a speck on your eye. But y'all not seeing. Look, I'm probably gonna pull these receipts up and post them. I've been wrote about Vince McMahon and his nefarious dealings behind the scenes 5 years ago. Been wrote about it. But back then, when nobody was talking about it, nobody knew what I was talking about. Right? And how they figure out how to get rid of the people that he couldn't stand. And I can name them. He needed to get rid of Chris Benoit because he was a concussion liability, and they had discovered while he was taking his physical after winning the title that he had severe brain damage from multiple concussions, and they didn't want to have to pay out on a concussion lawsuit that was about to spark up. And Jesse the Body is back there trying to get a wrestlers union organizing the wrestlers. That's why Vince had to get rid of him. So he had to get rid of the Macho Man because the Macho Man interfered. They think Macho Man was having an affair with Stephanie when she was underage, but it was more like he was protecting Stephanie from somebody else. And Vince ran in there. Stephanie hid behind the Macho Man, and Vince told him, Macho Man told Vince he can't touch her while he there, and he fired him. Then she was in love with Kurt Hennig because she thought he was the finest thing that ever laced up a pair of wrestling boots, because that was her type. If you look at Triple H, you understand what I'm talking about. And because Vince had this long thing with the Hennigs, going back to his father and exploiting him for wealth back in the day under Vince McMahon Sr., then you understand why he didn't like the fact that Stephanie thought that he was so adorable, and he really hated him because his daughter was in love with him. And so they had to get rid of him. They put DMSO in his cocaine and gave him a bad batch of cocaine. Then Macho Man, they put the DMSO in his ecstasy tablets and gave him some bad ecstasy, and they sent Kevin Sullivan to kill Chris Benoit and his wife and son. That's what happened. Just like Vince had some people go kill Dino Bravo because he was scared of Dino Bravo, and he's too scared to fire him, so he hired somebody to go kill him. 9 out of 10, it was Billy Jack Haynes, who they said was wrestling's hired gun in order for them to enforce a lot of their stuff back in the 70s and early 80s. Right? So he had Dino Bravo was his first major kill because he was in line to be champ, to overtake Hulk Hogan as the heel champ and go with a feud with Hulk Hogan. But because he was into other stuff, they was able to use his connections with the trafficking of tobacco from Canada to America in order to get it under the prices that was the cause of him getting murdered. Yeah, so Owen Hart, they partially connected his harness on purpose, and that was to get back at Bret for the Montreal screw job and signing that lucrative deal with WCW. And Vince was, made his brother pay for his sins, so to speak. List goes on and on, because all of these things, like a lot of the law enforcement in these cases was paid off. This is why it's in this era it's good to get the original report, because the report might change. Because the original report in the Benoit case said that Benoit was dead at least 2 hours before his wife and his son. But when they came out with the official report listed him as being killing them first and then killing himself. And I was like, how did the times of death change to him being dead 2 hours before them to him being dead an hour and a half after them? And then nobody even asked the question. None of the people asked the question, like, how was that possible? Right? But it was all for the sacrifice. That's the three. And if you go back and you look at the timing, right? After the Chris Benoit death, after Eddie Guerrero died, and right in the middle of them two, the cerebral assassin emerged. Think about that for a minute. Right between the death of Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero, this is when Paul Levesque is being hazed by Vince McMahon. He losing to bums. Chyna killed herself because she was betrayed by the one she loved, which was Triple H. And he was having this meeting with Vince to try to secure the hand of Stephanie McMahon in marriage. And she was really, really, really in love with Triple H. And then once he decided to leave her for Stephanie, Stephanie tried to compensate her, which made her want to puke. And she fell into the bottle and fell into a deep depression, and X-Pac couldn't get her out of it. Right? Yeah, her and X-Pac, because, you know, X-Pac is younger than them. He grew up watching her with Triple H, and he came originally as a friend to console her, but he couldn't leave her because it was always a chance. That's what I'm talking about, X-Pac. He couldn't leave her alone because he was scared she was going to hurt herself, and him being with her on a day-to-day basis like that made them end up becoming a couple. But he was really trying to just be a good friend, but he fell into the relationship trying to support her while she was going through this mental, the 1, 2, 3 kid. She was going through this mental struggle, you know. Vince responsible for quite a few suicides. Some people he ruined financially and they killed themselves behind it. And some people he had other things done. Like he used to sell good old JR's wife to his friends and thought it was funny. And dared JR to say something. Then he turned around and had her killed. But they don't want to talk about that stuff because the brotherhood in wrestling at that, you know, in that era was so tight that your life is literally in the balance if you spread that stuff. Jake the Snake's still around. He just got strung out on cocaine. The Ultimate Warrior, they poisoned him at the induction to the Hall of Fame, and it only took 24 hours to kill him. I'm not sure that Whitney and Bobby Christina is gone, because I've seen some signs from some secret societies at both of their services that lead me to believe that they was removed to protect them from Clive Davis. But Clive Davis, he's a real Clive Davis, Tommy Mottola, Jimmy Iovine, Ted Fields, all of them is handlers. They all work for the Jewish Defense League and the Anti-Defamation League, and they all are there in order to make sure that they have some way to control these artists, right? And this is why all of the artists of the 90s had to go in to find out how to tell these artists in the 2000s how to be independent and get around the labels. Well, before they could do that, they first had to teach them what is your BMI and your ASCAP, right? What is your distribution? Who's your distributor, right? Do you got a label deal, a distribution deal, or an artist deal? So when they had to go through all of that, and yeah, a jaguar is a priest, a leopard, right? It's a North American equivalent to a leopard. And the black jaguar is called the Black Panther, the same way as a black leopard is called the Black Panther, the same way a black mountain lion is called the Black Panther. There's a root clan totem tribe called the Black Panthers from the old Mississippians, which is the root tribes to all of the tribes on both sides of the Mississippi. The ones to the east of the Mississippi are admixtures of peoples who came from Africa, the Middle East, India, and Europe primarily, whereas on the West Coast, most of the people that we amalgamated there came from Hawaii, Japan, China, Korea, and all the way down into the islands of Samoa. Those were the people who we was marrying on the West. And so a lot of what they was calling giants, you got to remember, when they coming over here, their average height is between 5 feet and 5'5". But the old Mississippians average between 6'5" and 7'5" on a regular, and they weigh anywhere from 285 to 400 pounds each. Them is your gorilla clans. Only reason I know because that's the clan that my father line come off of. The gorillas, them old Mississippi conjure men who use the gorilla as the totem, right? And all these trace back into Mesoamerica, going into Central and South America. We was called from all parts of the land to fight in the primary battlefield in Florida. Yeah, so right now, we need rappers that can keep it on wax, show the competitive edge, bring the interest back without nobody dying. And this is how you show the evolution of the artists in the game into a new level, because it was supposed to always be competitive wordplay. How do you move the words on wax versus how I move the words on wax? And how do your words move the crowd versus how my words move the crowd? So it became different types of artistry. You got the passion artists, right? That they passion carry the song. I'm talking about DMX, Tupac. Then you have verbal artists where they lyrics carry the song, like Biggie, like Big Pun, right? Then you have tongue twisters. The tongue twisters are the rapid rappers who use the language and they able to talk fast. Go back to JFK setting the world's record for the fastest speech ever, right? This is the wordplay. That's the Bone Thugs and Harmony, Twister out of Chicago, and guys like that, right? But then you got something called Southern Drawl. This is why you got different types of Southern rap. You got Texas Southern rap. You got Louisiana Southern rap. You got Atlanta Southern rap. And then you got Florida Southern rap, homage to Uncle Luke. Uncle Luke, pay attention because he telling y'all something. Uncle Luke said, I'm in my garage for a reason. So he's been telling us about the industry since the lawsuit. We forget that Uncle Luke and 2 Live Crew had to go to federal court to fight a freedom of speech case against the government for trying to ban their music, right? David Banner he is from those lands of old Mississippians. He looked like he's off of the Chatta or Chickasaw line or one of them, but I'm not really sure what his tribal affiliation is. But you got these different artists, right? Like, they all telling you in story form what they seeing in their community. They just watchers, right? Yeah, but Uncle Luke was first, and he won, and that's when he came out with the remake of the Bruce Springsteen. I was banned in the USA, right? Then they tried to sue him for the sample. Ain't that something? No, Uncle Luke was ahead of the game. When that happened, he won his case, and he got out them people business. He got out them people business because it was the smartest thing to do. Because he seen from fighting the case how they move. And he said, this not for us. We need to get out of this because this is dangerous, because the way they doing us in this industry, that's that old sharecropper agreement applied to arts and entertainment where they steal your intellectual property. And that's what they call selling your soul. It's the product that your soul produce as an intellectual property that they getting you to sell the rights to capitalize on it without you gaining anything from it. Yeah, that, you know, Uncle Luke was look, they tried to get Uncle Luke and them two Live Crew boys to sign major record deals after the drama went down, but he was like, nah. Yeah, Cube was smart too. And this is what made him, when he left NWA, he went to New York to talk to old heads in the industry. He was out there talking to Chuck D, Professor Griff, Jam Master Jay, Run DMC, guys like that that's been around. He like, I don't know, how am I supposed to make my money with these contracts? Q knew who to ask what questions in order to get in the position he in today. He didn't just get there by he was just born lucky. He was asking people. He was fighting his battles along the way that was exposing the game. Remember, he went in 91, Ice Cube the one said, we reporters. We ain't no different than the news reporter, but we talking to the people in our community about what's going on in our community so that the people in Boston know what's going on in LA and the people in LA know what's going on in New York. Ice Cube said that on the interview. Eazy-E said it too, right? So they understood the assignment and they followed it. Who is Garcia, Brandon? Look, they got some new artists coming up. The Devil in the Red Dress.
Got you. Got you.
The only way to defeat the devil in the red dress is with a devil in a blue dress.
Have you ever danced with the devil in the
pale moonlight?
Yo, let me take some water. Hey, family, I hope y'all taking your notes out here, dog. Codes, bro, family. It's all Bible codes, fam. Let's go.
Wait till they get a load of me.
The classic, eh? Wait till you get a load of me. Bang, let's go. The joke card, right?
The
Don't fuck around.
Joker is the Baron. The Joker is the Baron, master of, he the master of both pillars.
Let's
the
go.
crossroads.
Let's go.
Right?
Yes,
the Baron is the lower my big mama attached to me when I was a baby, and when this motherfucker started waking up, scared the shit out of me.
Let's go. Let's go. The Baron. So you're saying the Joker is the Baron?
Yeah.
That's Elegba, correct?
No, the Legba caused the Ogun.
Ogun.
Ogun
Joker.
is the one. That's Big Tuki. That's the one worked with the iron.
Okay. Okay. Break it down for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in the science, the Legba, he's the opener of the way.
Righteous.
High John, the conqueror, and Low John root.
Let's go.
As Low John, he opened those things from the lower nature that holds you down. In other words, he cut the roots off your ankle so you can grow. And so you can traverse the land. As the High John, he uses the machete as Shango to chop his way through the forest.
I say the Shango. Let's go to clear the fucking way. All right. The son of Obatala, correct?
Right. So now, all of the Orishas are children of Obatala. Obatala is the great Osirian, the father of the gods.
Yes, I.
And he don't bow to nobody but his mama.
Let's go. Oh, then we bring back the Big Mama. It always comes back to the Supreme.
Tawa Red.
Come back. Let's go. Let's go.
Right. Now, Tawa Red, over here, we just call her Big Mama because over here at the matriarchy, Big Mama are those older women who've learned how to keep the clans together no matter what they throw at us.
Wow.
So we all find ourselves over our favorite auntie or our favorite grandmama house every Sunday having dinner for 25 years.
The bond. So they were the ones who made the soul food and everything.
Right. Because like what we call soul food, like collard greens, that's from Ireland. Neck bones is Irish.
But it's just
right.
Our stuff, but it's still our stuff.
What we end up doing is we made it our own by the changing the cooking style. We took it from the Irish way of cooking. Yeah. Now remember, we couldn't digest collard greens raw.
Wow.
They'll just come out. They'll just come out the other end and sweep your intestines. And then Big Mama knew there was a lot of nutrition in collard greens.
Right.
How do you get the nutrition out? Simmer slow to break down the fibers of the plant.
Yes.
Yes. You break down the fibers of the plant, it end up releasing the nutrition or the nutrients into the substance that is boiling in, aka the water.
Right. So become like a sauce.
Right. And then we call it pot liquor.
There you go, ancient styles. Hey man, y'all taking notes? Hey, you young ones taking notes? This is the real stuff right here, baby. Pot liquor, say they're gonna pot liquor. Yeah. Yes, sir.
So they started putting baby food in jars.
Right.
Because they didn't want mama giving pot liquor and cornbread, pot liquor and grits, pot liquor and porridge to the babies. That's baby food.
It's so healthy, right? The real richness. Yeah.
So now,
I got
Yeah, so now what they call soul food, make mockery of it, is all about the science, the alchemical science of extracting nutrients from foodstuffs and spreading it throughout the and then Big Mama put something in there that's the most critical ingredient out of all of it. It's called it's some shit called love.
Oh, let's go. That's it. The fifth element. You can't beat that.
How does she
put your foot in it?
Look, how does she put love in the food she cooking? Because she's cooking because she loved to nourish her family.
Yes, and we have to survive. She's gonna make whatever she gets. She's gonna make sure she takes it and makes us live, no matter what it is. No matter what it is, she's gonna make that we gonna live.
Whether it's chitlins, neck bones, ham hocks, she's just gonna give us a whole bunch of watermelon when we get done eating it.
Yes, exactly. Flush you up, but you're gonna live though, for real, fam. I love that. Selassie. So yes, so Ashe the Big Mama, Ashe to all the ladies, and let me just say this right here: with the male is not a man. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's the same thing. Yeah.
A bunch of what we think men ain't nothing but butterflies. You can't fight a war with butterflies. You need men.
Yeah.
You need men. You're going into spiritual warfare where you need warrior angels with butterflies and hummingbirds. You're gonna lose.
Thank you. I'm saying though, like they want you to be a fucking little butterball in the fucking in the middle of the Armageddon. I'm like, it can't work. You
Hey,
got to
God,
be kind of rough
look,
around the edges. Like,
I
look
don't
what we
mind
got.
love and light.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't mind love and light. African root science say that love and light was born in triple darkness.
Woo.
It's the dark matter which gives consciousness to that which we call the light. And the light is the manifestation of the thing that we call the love. Nine ether root science, well, what they call African root science, is just Ethiopian science of the creation in order to wake the self up so you don't be subjugated to any force in the known or unknown universe.
Yo! Oh, Master Yoda.
So look, Dr. Richard King wrote about something called the black dot.
Let's go. I know. Yes, let's go.
And we,
yes,
we know that we know that Nostradamus read the future off of a black mirror.
Yeah, yo, the scrying mirror. What do they call it? Scrying mirror.
Yes.
Let's go, Elder.
Okay, now the scrying mirror that Nostradamus used was an external representation of the internal black dot.
Oof. So would that be the black sun?
Watch
Black sun.
this. Watch this. Remember in the Matrix when Neo was plugged in the back of his head? And,
Yes.
okay, now you see all of the lesser plugs, those are chakras and meridians.
Oh, let's go.
But the one at the root of his skull, that's the black dot. The black dot is in the pons region of the brain. It's called the reticular formation, a nerve ganglia with highly concentrated melanin. All of your consciousness into the physical body has to enter through the gate they call the black dot. This is,
and that's where your pituitary gland used to reside. When they would call it
the pituitary gland was a little bit to the front. It was on your hippocampus.
Okay, Elder. Thank you. Bless. All right. And then, but that would also represent when they say like the Christ goes to the 33rd vertebrae and you get crucified.
So
all right, go ahead, Elder.
What they talking about Christ reaching the 33rd parallel, they talking about 33 vertebrae. You got a pump in your sacral region and a pump that's called your medulla oblongata.
Ooh, the medulla oblongata. Yes, Waterboy spoke about that. What's his name? And Sander, Adam Sandler, Waterboy. Remember the medulla oblongata? They taught. Yes, go ahead, Elder.
Okay,
yes,
that's a pump right here above the black dot.
Yo,
you got 4 chambers in your brain, like you got 4 chambers in your heart.
Wow, let's go, family.
Right. The man on the square is represented by the angel standing on the square. 444, angel on the square. 44 is the angel. Gotcha. The 4 is the square. Gotcha. So the angel on the square is the man all the way on top of his studies in the blue house. He's trying to attain his knowledge of self by searching high and low through all forms of information he come across.
Got you.
The 4 chambers of the heart is represented by the red house.
Wow. Okay.
Right.
Gotcha. Yep.
And the red house is the heart chakra ruled by Leo. This is the center of love.
Right. The heart. Okay. The lion, the Judean power, the Judah. Yeah. Okay.
Right. The whole thing talking about zodiac science, because the Bible is a star map, a contract, and a riddle.
Oh, yo, nigga, Elder, you're giving me some next level life right now. You're freaking. You're giving. No, I'm serious. You're giving me like I'm elevating, like I'm literally vibrating into another dimension right now. Like you don't understand. I feel like. Nah, I don't know what to tell you. Like I think I hit a DMT or some shit. I don't know. I'm serious. Yo, I'm serious. I don't know what to tell you. That's the only way I can describe it. Like I'm serious. I'm serious. This discussion is called a light code discussion. Yeah, you're ready to fuck. My pineal's going nuts. All of it. No, I'm serious. I'm not even. No cap. Let's go, man. For real. Thank you for this, Elder.
Right.
Yeah, man.
So,
I did this.
Right.
Awesome. But
so now,
let's go. Yeah, man.
By finding your inner balance.
Yes, sir.
It's called hemisync. That's a reference. Hemisync is the science of balancing the 2 hemispheres of the brain to make them pump simultaneously together in unison. Only the left brain pumping on the fatherland intellectual capacity. The God side been sleep. The right brain feminine capacity. All of your psychic messages enter into yourself through something that they call the anterior gyrus, right here on the right side of your head.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This is the mitochondrial controlled side.
Wow.
This is the Y chromosome testosterone control side.
And
the intellectual information comes in the left from the bottom up.
okay. Oh, hold up, Elder, before you go any further, fam. So this is reminding me, reflective of when, okay, the Trinity, right? When we say like the Trinity, infinity flow, right? But let's say they have the feminine energy locked off in one place here and create a loop with us over here without connection to that knowledge, that connection you just before was talking about, right? So they lock us off in a part of the mind where we don't have connection to the other part of the mind. So it's like the infinity loop is the brain, right? That infinity 8 is the brain, but they keep you locked in one chamber of that shit over here. But now the feminine energy is broken through, so now we can relax, we can get back into the flow and get back into connection with the energy coming through and everything flowing through the circuit. Now they had the circuit blocked in a loop, like.
Okay, now you just described a conceptual physics formula using the brain to describe what was done in order to put us in what's called the infinity loop.
Yeah, bro. Like I know this shit just naturally though. Like look, I know it. Like yeah, you're giving me. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, all this is the science behind it. So the infinity loop.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
It's because we're in the third and the fourth dimension at the same. We're living in two dimensions at the same time. Because the fourth dimension was collapsed in on the third dimension so that we would require some shit called sleep to navigate both realities.
Bro, stop. Wait. Elder, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was just watching the gameplay for the new Mortal Kombat 1. You know the new game, Mortal Kombat. They just came up with a new one. Family, the whole premise of that game is a 2 timelines, 2 dimensions. This nigga Geras is like this. I've never seen this in 100 billion timelines. 2 timelines at the same time, expanding it to exactly what you just said. Elder, yo, you're bringing tears to my eyes right now. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm serious. Nah, yo, go ahead. Elder, go ahead, man. I had to say that shit. You bring tears to my eyes. I'm serious.
So we know from physics that the dimensions spiral up.
Yes, sir.
Like
a
spring.
Up. Yes. Nacha.
Now, you take that spring and you pinch 2 of them together.
Yeah, man.
You can't get out of the infinity loop only in one spot.
Right.
So you got to get to a point where the time.
0 point.
Right, it's a 0 point. It's the 0 point of a